Good morning and aloha. Thank you very much for joining in our Jodo Buddhist Sunday service. Today is Nirvana Day to commemorate Shakyamuni Buddha's passing. So today I'd like to chant the teaching of Buddha. So if you have this teaching of Buddha published by the Society for Promotion of Buddhism, page 10. The last teaching of the Buddha. So I would like to read this to commemorate Shakyamuni Buddha's Nirvana Day. So page 3, Invocation. Amida Buddha, the awakened one, the compassionate one, we ask for your guidance on this happy day. Lead us from the numbness of routine and from all bitterness of heart to a peaceful place of compassion and wisdom. Grant us the strength and abiding consciousness to work together harmoniously in our temple and our community. Help us to always remember that life is one, and therefore that all living things coexist and are interconnected, and that your infinite light of compassion shines upon the hearts of everyone. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Bandhana Tisarana, page 5. I go to the Dhamma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. 中華月影ページ6。 Page 8, Golden Chain. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends my happiness or misery. May every link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida. Page 9, Eightfold Paths. The Buddha teaches us that we may become pure and holy by following the rules he laid down for us. Let us repeat them and also remember at all times what they mean. First, right understanding. Let us learn and try to understand the truth. Second, right purpose. Let us try always to do what is right. Third, right speech. Let us be truthful and kind in all we say. Fourth, right conduct. Let us try to behave ourselves at all times. Fifth, right livelihood. Let us earn our living in a way which will not harm anyone. Sixth, right endeavor. Let us constantly try to become better. Seventh, right thought. Let us cherish our thoughts because our words and our actions arise from our thoughts. Eighth, right meditation. Let us think often of Amida Buddha and repeat the sacred name, Namu Amida Butsu. May the sacred presence of Amida, who said he would abide in his teaching, be our guide. May we follow his glorious example and tread with unfaltering steps this noble path until we too shall attain enlightenment. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Once again, good morning and aloha. And today is Happy Valentine's Day, so everybody please stay safe and enjoy this day. And today is called Nirvana Day, and actually February 15th is actually commemoration day of when Shakyamuni Buddha passed away. And the word Nirvana is actually in Sanskrit, and in Pali language it's called Nibbana. So Nirvana is actually literally means to be extinguished. So to be extinguished means that the body is gone. And actually, Nirvana literally means Shakyamuni Buddha, body is gone. That means passed away. At the same time, it means that the ideal condition that the three poisons of our human being, that is, the tone is actually desires, worldly passions, and second poison is jin, is actually anger, and third poison is called chi, is ignorance. So the ideal state is actually these three poisons are extinguished. These three poisons are gone. That is called nirvana. So nirvana, the Chinese people in ancient, they translate. Actually, they didn't create new word. They just copy the sound, and it now transmitted to Japan as nehan. So nehan is actually came from the sound nirvana. So very similar. So Nirvana usually, I think after Edo period, the Nirvana scroll called Nehanzu is used in order to teach the Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching. So this is actually Buddha's disciples, and not only Buddha's disciples, but get together to express Gong. However, as we see trees, so there are actually 4 trees of Sara trees surrounded by Shakyamuni Buddha. So 2 trees after Shakyamuni Buddha delivered the last teaching is actually became brown, became dead, and the green one is actually at the same time the Sara trees grow and became green. That means that even though Shakyamuni Buddha passed away, his teaching, the teaching of truth, will never be gone, will never be gone, will last forever. So that is the green indicate that the Buddha teaching is universal. So, and then today I'm very interested that over here, this is actually the stick with a actually container over here, round surrounded by crows, and this is actually it is said that it is medicine, and the Maya Buddha is actually Queen Maya is Shakyamuni Buddha's mother, who passed away when she bore actually Buddha Siddhartha Gautama, and 7 days after birth, Maya Buddha actually passed away. Queen Maya passed away, and at the time of when Shakyamuni Buddha was suffering of diarrhea, food poison, she came to bring the medicine from the heaven, and it was over here stuck. And the interesting story is that it actually the mouse is actually try to deliver the medicine to Shakyamuni Buddha. However, the cat interrupted the mouse. So that's why they say cat is never drawn on the Nirvana picture. So, but actually, some pictures they have cat is drawn, but most of the Nehanzu or Nirvana scroll they don't have cat drawn. So cat is excluded, and this is actually very interesting because cat is a worldwide popular pet. They are loved from ancient time of Egypt. They have been loved. But somehow in Asian cultures, cat is excluded. One of the famous story is actually the year of the animal. The year of the animal. This year, the year of ox, right? And that is actually order starting from ね、牛、虎、う、辰、み、馬、羊、猿、鳥、犬、い. So there are 12 animals, and there are ordered starting from mouse. And then ox,牛, Torah, then tiger, and U is rabbit. So there is an order, and the reason why this order was made was in ancient time the god of various gods. So this is actually not God in Christianity, the God in Asian. Like everything is the nature is a god. So it's based on the animism, and so the god actually called upon the meeting, and then they asked all animals to come to me on the morning, in the morning of January 1st. They actually summoned the meeting, called the meeting, and the invitation, they said the God sent the invitation to all animals. And then if the order you arrive to me, you will be honored. The first 12 animals will be honored as the year of the animal. And so the mouse is actually came fast, really fast, because mouse ride upon a ox, ride up on the ox, and at the very close moment, of the goal before God, the mouse jumped out of the ox, and the mouse got number one order. However, the mouse was actually said wrong information to the cat. Said wrong information to the cat, and then cat was notified that on the morning, in the morning of January 2nd, the God is called a meeting. And so the cat didn't know this kind of race in the morning of January 1st. So cat was not notified. So after this event, cat didn't like mouse. So over here, the animation cartoon that Tom and Jerry. The Tom is always chasing the cat is because cat was given the wrong information. So anyway, this is a very interesting episode of how the cat was excluded. And then why ox, came number 2 is because ox knew ox was very moving slowly. So that's why ox started early because it takes time. And slowly, ox actually got closer to the goal. And interestingly, the name of Shakyamuni Buddha is called Gautama Siddhartha. And everybody knows Gautama. And Gautama is like a last name of Shakakura. And Gautama is actually go, means cow. So go actually is the roots of the cow, that is ox, we call it ushi. And tama is actually means the supreme one, treasure. So Gautama means the supreme cow is the meaning. And because in India, cow is treasure, as sometimes messenger of God or God itself. So that's why Gautama means very sacred name. And that Shakyamuni Buddha contained. Anyway, today I'd like to read the last teaching of the Buddha from the teaching of Buddha. So this was published by the Society for Promotion of Buddhism. It's called Bukkyo Dendo Kyokai, founded by Reverend and Dr. Ehan Numata, who was a founder of Mitsutoyo, the company, the biggest company of precision measuring instruments. So he made money, and he actually wished to spread the teaching of Buddhism and spend his money to publish millions of books to distribute the teaching of Buddha for free. And I'm very grateful that this book is so special and so great. So and then from time to time I read. Also, this is actually sacred text, and then same text I read it. But every time I read something, I refresh myself, and I can be mindful of the meaning of the teaching. And the teaching of Buddha, in a sense, is a words of truth. Words of truth. It contains the words of truth, and so special. And page 9 is actually the last teaching of the Buddha. The last teaching of the Buddha, beneath the Sara trees at Kushinagara, in his last words to his disciples, the Buddha said, "Make of yourself a light. Rely upon yourself. Do not depend upon anyone else. Make my teachings your light. Rely upon them. Do not depend upon any other teaching." So this is a famous teaching known as Jitomyo, Otomyo, Shoji, and it's a translation of a Chinese version. Jitomyo, Otomyo, Shoji is make of yourself light. Rely upon yourself. Do not rely upon, depend on anyone else. It's very important teaching. We actually tend to compare to somebody we feel inferior, we feel actually ashamed. We tend to have such kind of comparison. But do not compare. You don't need to compare anyone else. You are independent. You are treasured. You are precious already. And so make of yourself a light is a very essential teaching of Shakyamuni Buddha. And do not depend on other people. Do not compare with other people, because you don't need to be compared. You are the only existence. So that is a great teaching. Then, following, make my teachings your light. Rely upon them. Do not depend upon any other teaching. So make my teachings your light. And these teachings means nothing but truth. So in a sense, make the truth your right. Make the truth your right is good. Because if we depend on myself, sometimes, once in a while, we may be so selfish, because no comparison. But you don't need to compare other people. However, you need to always think of the teaching of truth, teaching of Shakyamuni Buddha, teaching of truth. You should keep the truth in your mind and then make of yourself a light. Then you can be happy. Rely upon them. Do not depend upon any other teaching. Consider your body. Think of its impurity, knowing that both its pain and its delight are alike causes of suffering. How can you indulge in its desire? Consider yourself. Think of its transiency. How can you fall into delusion about it and cherish pride and selfishness, knowing that they must all end in inevitable suffering? Consider all substances. Can you find among them any enduring self? Are they not all aggregates that sooner or later we break apart and be scattered? Do not be confused by the university of suffering, but follow my teaching. Even after my death, you will be rid of pain. Do this, and you will indeed be my disciples. My disciples, the teachings that I have given you are never to be forgotten or abandoned. They are always to be treasures. They are to be thought about. They are to be practiced. If you follow this teaching, you will always be happy. The point of the teaching is to control your own mind. Keep your mind from greed, and you will keep your behavior right. Your mind pure and your words faithful by always thinking about transiency of your life. You will be able to resist greed and anger, and will be able to avoid all evils. If you find mind tempted and so entangled in greed, you must suppress and control the temptation. Be the master of your own mind. A man's mind may make him a Buddha or it may make him a beast. Misled by error, one becomes a demon. Enlightened, one becomes a Buddha. Therefore, control your mind and do not let it deviate from the right path. Deviate from the right path. So, your mind, you should be your master of your mind. And depending on your mind, you can be a Buddha or you become a demon. It's completely up to your mind. You should respect each other, follow my teachings, and refrain from disputes. You should not, like water and oil, repel each other, but should, like milk and water, mingle together. Study together, learn together, practice my teachings together. Do not waste your mind and time in idleness and quarreling. Enjoy the blossoms of enlightenment in the seasons and harvest the fruit of right paths. The teachings which I have given you, I gain by following the path myself. You should follow these teachings and conform to their spirit on every occasion. So, do not waste your time by quarreling or arguing. That Shakyamuni Buddha taught. Because arguing or quarreling, no matter how you claim you are right, you cannot convince other people to follow you. Yeah. And no matter how quarreling, spending time, but you don't have conclusion, it's very hard. So it's very important that to avoid unnecessary arguing. My disciples, my end is approaching. Our parting is near, but do not lament. Life is ever changing. None can escape the dissolution of the body. This I am now to show by my own death, my body falling apart like dilapidated cart. Do not vainly lament, but realize that nothing is permanent and learn from it the emptiness of human life. Do not cherish the unworthy desire that the changeable might become unchanging. The demon of worldly desire is always seeking chances to deceive the mind. If a viper lives in your room and you wish to have a peaceful sleep, you must first chase it out. You must break the bonds of worthy passions and drive them away as you would a viper. You must positively protect your own mind. My disciples, my last moment has come. Do not forget that death is only the end of physical body. The body was born from parents and was nourished by food, just as inevitable are sickness and death. But the true Buddha is not a human body. It is enlightenment. A human body must die, but the wisdom of enlightenment will exist forever in the truth of Dharma and in the practice of the Dharma. He who sees merely my body does not truly see me. Only he accepts my teaching truly see me. After my death, the Dharma shall be your teacher. Follow the Dharma and you will be true to me. During the last 45 years of my life, I have withheld nothing from my teachings. There is no secret teaching, no hidden meaning. Everything has been taught openly and clearly. My dear disciples, this is the end. In a moment, I shall be passing into Nirvana. This is my instruction. Sorry, I missed one part. But in this teaching of Buddha, that if you practice his teaching, Buddhism, no matter how far you live in, or now, no matter how many years pass, the person who practices Buddhism, the person who practices Dharma, is always with Shakyamuni Buddha. On the other hand, no matter how close you are with Shakyamuni Buddha, and then they don't follow Buddhism, then they are far away in the distance. So whenever we practice, we admire, we respect Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, the three treasures, and the truth of universe. Then we are always be with Shakyamuni Buddha. And in this teaching, it is said that, uh, the human body is actually limitation. The human body is gone. However, the true enlightenment will never go. Will never go. So our teaching of Jodo Buddhism, the essence is everlasting life, according to the essential vow of Amida Buddha. So no matter how, and although we have to die, our body will be gone. However, by embracing by the vow, the essential vow of Amida Buddha, we can live in the eternal truth. So once again, thank you very much. I'd like to finish this service with Onenbutsu recitation of Namu Amida Butsu. 法名は天上実法世界現部主上摂取ナムアミダミナムアミダナムアミダナムアミダナムアミダ 願にしく道不両の性一切と補充をないし、往生安楽国。We aspire for these merits and virtues to be equally bestowed upon all, and may we together develop the aspiration for enlightenment to achieve birth in the pure land of peace and jubilee. Namu Amidabu, 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 Namu Amidabu. Thank you very much. Page 10, benediction. Amida Buddha surrounds all men and all forms of life with infinite love and compassion. Particularly does he send forth loving thoughts to those in suffering and sorrow, to those in doubt and ignorance, to those who are striving to attain truth, and to those whose feet are standing close to the great change called death. Amida Buddha sent forth oceans of wisdom, mercy, and love. Namu Amida. Namu Amida. Thank you very much. Ayanji-san, thank you. So I still have time over here, 10:40. So I want to talk more because nowadays, because of pandemic, we have more opportunities to participate in the online lectures and online symposium. And today, this afternoon, the Jodoshu Research Institute we sponsor the symposium. But that was in Japanese, but I'm hoping that more and more English lectures will be available. But, and then tomorrow we will have another online conference, and I will be one of the panelists. And this coronavirus pandemic, the good part was actually to develop the technology, and so many benefits from the online lectures. And before, cannot attend the symposium or lectures that was held in Japan, have to, buy air ticket and to go. But now, from while staying here, can participate. And while looking at the display or TV, you can be relaxed. And then very with using the like PowerPoint, the pictures, and then so easy to understand. So this actually technology made us very great opportunities, gave us great opportunities to learn Buddhism very more and more. And that was for free and very appreciated. And so the other day, I was very lucky, was fortunate to attend the lecture on Kamakura Daibutsu, the great Buddha statue of Kamakura. That is Amida Buddha, who has been outside for at least 650 years. 650 years, who has been outside. And the Professor Sato is a resident minister of Jodoshu. And he gave us a lecture. That was super interesting. And I wish, it could be, translated into English. And so we can be receive inspiration and interest in lectures more and more. But that was history of the Buddha statue outside was very interesting. And because so size is the height is about 11 meters and the weight is 121 pounds. No, not pounds, 121 tons. 121 tons of great Buddha outside was, such a huge statue. And also, we can easily imagine the lots of money and lots of labors. However, as for such huge statue, it was not, documented in details are not found. So from time to time in the history or in the literature, the Kamakura Daibutsu, the great Buddha statue in Kamakura is mentioned. And from this very small piece, the Professor Sato connected small piece. And this was like a mystery novel, and to find getting closer to the truth with very tiny pieces from various ages. And at the end of lecture, Professor Sato said, for advice who studied Jodo Buddhism, he gave advice to everyone. And there is nothing that has nothing to do with that what Professor Sato said. There is nothing that has nothing to do with. So in other words, everything is related. Everything is related. And in fact, the way, in the way that, on the way to chase the truth of how the Buddha statue was made, created, and what was like. And then Professor Sato expanded his interest, and so the Buddha statue is like many other teaching, like history, archaeology, computer science, architecture. So many study is actually so related. And one of the interesting part of his lectures during the Taisho era, that was starting from 1912 to or end of Meiji era, around 1912. There are so many pictures of Buddha statue, the great Buddha statue with sotetsu is a plant. I think it's in sago tree. And sago tree and Buddha statue, the combination were photographed in Taisho era around 1912. And that was interesting because this temple has sago tree, the sotetsu, right in front of our old temple that was built in 1910. So I wonder why, we knew from the photograph, from the picture that sago tree or sotetsu has lived over 100 years. But we don't know why, sotetsu was planted over here. Was the pictures of great Buddha statue with sago tree, the sotetsu. Professor Sato explained that in Taisho era, there was a boom that sotetsu sago trees were used in the temple garden. And wow, because over here temple, the great Buddha statue, there seemed to be nothing relation. But in the picture, the sago trees, that we are somehow related. And of course, Buddha statue is Buddha. So anyway, there is nothing that has nothing to do with, is actually everything is related to each other. That is interdependence of Buddha, and interdependence is actually such an interesting topic. Wow, since Rebecca, long time no see. Thank you very much. How are you? Thank you for leaving comments. ありがとうございます。So that was a very interesting. So what I mean is that I have and over here and maybe you have more opportunities to participate in the online lectures. So it is my hope that I have something to learn, and through my learning or through your learning to share something interesting or something benefit to others. So to benefit others is actually very important, more and more to benefit others. And so now CDC recommends to wear mask, not only one mask, if you wear 2 times, and if you use both clothes and the I don't know the two double masking that CDC is actually recommending, and that is I think very important. And this mask is to benefit others, not only to protect yourself, but to benefit. Don't give any droplets to other people. So that is very important. Okay, thank you very much. I have a but at the same time, because meeting can be easily done by online, by Zoom, I'm kind of busy that every time I have a meeting. So from time now on, I have a meeting from 11 o'clock with John Michelle. So anyway, thank you very much, and happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, and please be safe.